What's up guys, I'm BTC. Today I'm going to be testing Ashe, her attacks, her abilities, and her ultimate Bob, and myth busting all the different interactions. In addition to this video, I'm also making a complete guide to Ashe, breaking down and detailing all of her attacks and abilities. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of it. The first thing to test was quick scoping. It can be done, but you have to try to attack after the scope has fully zoomed in. Also, you cannot quick scope multiple times in succession. If you try, it will actually put more of a delay on your attacks. So if you need to attack multiple times, just stay scoped in. But quick scopes can be used when the need is there. Your coach gun will push a Reinhardt or a Bob up over your head, allowing you to avoid them. However, it has no effect on a Doomfist or a Brigitte. It also will not work when trying to escape a Zarya Graviton Surge. The dynamite can be detonated early with a regular attack or the coach gun. However, only Ashe can destroy it. Not teammates nor enemies are able to. Enemy abilities that move or push things around have no effect on the dynamite. This includes Zarya's Graviton Surge. Mei's Wall also cannot move it, but if placed directly on top, it will absorb the blast and prevent any damage to nearby players. It deals the same amount of damage whether Ashe destroys it or it blows up on its own. However, if Ashe does destroy it in mid-air, the blast radius is significantly larger. The coach gun deals damage to barriers and pushes Ashe backwards, but will not move the player holding the barrier. Dynamite bounces off of the enemy barriers, and it will take damage from both the initial blast and the damage over time. Defense Matrix will stop the coach gun from doing damage or moving D.Va backward, however Ashe still gets pushed back. Defense Matrix completely destroys the dynamite. Genji can deflect the coach gun, making it so he doesn't take damage or get moved back. Ashe will move backwards, however, instead of the normal distance, it is significantly boosted, moving her a massive distance away. The dynamite can also be deflected, however, when this happens, it seems to lose ownership, making it so that neither Ashe nor Genji are able to detonate it early. The dynamite cannot go through friendly teleporters, however, it can deal damage both with the initial blast and the damage over time to any enemy constructibles, turrets, steel traps, etc. Anything that normally prevents damage will stop both the initial blast and the follow-up damage over time, and certain abilities like Zarya Bubble, Ice Block, and Wraith Form can also cleanse the damage over time effect. Whenever Bob is summoned, he will stay in the field until he's destroyed or until the timer runs out, even if Ashe is killed. Bob can be used to both capture and contest a point. Attacking Bob does not give any ultimate charge. Bob can be healed, but not resurrected. Quick note, Reaper was modified in these clips to do extra damage. Bob can also gain the benefits of positive buffs, like damage and speed boosts, sound barrier, nano. He can gain armor, and yes, he can also go through Symmetra teleporters. Bob can be moved around by anything that would move a player: Concussive Blast, Lucio's Boop, Orissa's Halt, etc. Bob is able to move through any barrier, but his attacks will be stopped by enemy barriers. Also, Bob's charge can be stopped by a Mei wall. Orisa's Fortify will stop Bob's charge, and characters with charge abilities will interact in the same way they normally would with other characters, meaning they both get knocked down and stunned for a short amount of time. And even though it's a silly question, no, Genji cannot deflect a Bob. And just like how Bob can be affected by all the friendly buffs, he can also be affected by all the enemy debuffs, meaning he can be slowed, stunned, frozen, hacked, slept, and everything else. However, Bob will destroy smaller objects like Symmetra's turrets and Junkrat's remotes if he runs over them. Two last things. The first, no, the emote will not deal damage to enemies, even though it kind of looks like it might. And the last and most important thing to test is if you wave at Bob, he will wave back. That's pretty much all the interactions I could think of. When it comes to Bob, just remember, if it affects a player, it's probably going to affect Bob in the same way. I particularly found the Coach Gun interactions to be interesting, specifically the Genji deflect one, because yes, it prevents Genji from taking damage, but it also pushes Ashe so far away that Genji really isn't a threat anymore, and she's at the perfect distance to aim down the sights. So I hope this video answered some of your questions, and remember, I'll have a full guide on Ashe coming up pretty soon. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.